Kill Greed Live. Gonna be cooking some pork chops. Got motherfucking dinner on deck. But Foist, I have to share the stream. Oh, and rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Man, another shot to my childhood. Any 90s kids out there, it's a shot to your childhood as well. So, thoughts with his family. One of the goats. Damn. Fuck. Motherfuck. Man, why? Motherfuck. Man, why? But, you know. Shit's gonna happen. Turn this on. I keep having to wash this out to do yet another cooking. So yeah. Actually, wait. Okay. Let's see if anybody's here. Oh, we already got... Yes, sir. Doing all right. About to cook pork chops. And more vegetables. These right here. Thick pork chops. So yeah, I'm gonna open these up. I'm gonna try to not actually touch them, but just get them onto the skillet with a fork or whatever. There we go. Pork chops, my dude. There we go, 6:58 p.m. On medium. And let's get some seasoning, some motherfucking seasonal. Orange salt. Orange salt, basically. Some meat tenderizer. And I'll do all this to the other side as well once it gets there. Regular salt. Let's do some regular salt. Okay. Get these veggies out. This is just broccoli, unlike the other one was a vegetable medley. And I put it in the microwave, in the bag, just sit it in the microwave like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to actually run it. I'm going to plug in the microwave. I keep it unplugged when I'm not using it. So I'm going to plug it in, set it in there, and when this is about 5 to 6 minutes away from being done, I'm going to actually start the microwave. So I'm going to plug it in at least. Plugged in. Set the vegetables in there. Inside the bag, that is the directions. I've done this a lot. And then when it's time, I'm going to start them. Yeah, pork chops, always a good choice. Yes, sir. And I did use vegetable oil because olive oil is hella expensive. Even the cheapest, smallest thing of store brand, let alone good brand olive oil, the smallest, cheapest was like $5. And that would have only lasted me like 2 cookings, you know. So I just bought vegetable oil. It pops more. Because this whole bigger thing was just $2.50. So that'll last me quite a long time. Probably a few months. These are pretty thick chops. You know, and they don't shrink that much. Because I have it on medium, you know, I'm going to get the pork chops well done because pork chops, pork and chicken and all that are not meats that you can just be like, oh, I want it medium rare. Nope, that's called salmonella. So you do want pork chops well done. Maybe you can have like the slightest amount of pink in a pork chop. I've had it that way, but it has to be so little of an amount of pink that it's like, it tricks you into thinking, is it pink or is it the light? You know what I mean? So, is it pink or is it just my fluorescent light bulb? Which one is it? So you have to really, you know, cook it to at least that, if not well done. A bit more of this in here. More vegetable oil. It's kind of, seasonings I put in there kind of coagulating the oil a little bit. Put in a little bit more oil. There we go. Decrease the friction a little bit. So at 7:03, the 5-minute mark, I'm going to flip it. Yeah, get it? Yep. Like I said, barely an amount of pink. But chicken, you can't do any pink at all. Like, not even a trace amount. Chicken, you have to... when I cook chicken, I kind of nuke it. You know what I mean? If anything. I like to overcook chicken, if anything. I have an air fryer over here that I use for my chicken. Little 8.5 quart air fryer. It'll fit a little bird in there, you know what I mean, for Thanksgiving or whatever. Turkey, chicken. It has settings for seafood and all that, and whatever preset setting you put it on, it pretty much gets it accurate as hell. So I never have to mess with any settings. I just tap the icon that I want that corresponds with whatever meat. It's got a picture, an icon you can tap for chicken, shrimp, all kinds of stuff. You just tap it, and whatever setting it's already on, you hit start, and it's done whenever it says it's done. Yeah. With chicken, if you're going to make a mistake, you better overcook it, if anything. Like, you're literally risking your life by not cooking chicken at least well done to overcooked. I've had salmonella before when I was a kid. It is not fun. And people talk about COVID. Nope. That's nothing, dude. Get salmonella. See what happens. Shit had me on my knees, bro. I was begging. It was torture. Oh. And people with compromised immune systems, not even compromised. Salmonella's killed people, healthy people, you know. Hey Google, what is the mortality rate of salmonella?
According to CFSPH,
it's around the same as COVID. It's around the same as COVID. It's like 0.98. It's less than 1%. But it does more damage than COVID when it's in your system. I guarantee you that. Because I'm vaccinated, and I've had COVID before as well, and that was nothing, man. That was nothing, man. I got over COVID, and I got it between me getting my first and second dose. And yeah, that was nothing. But salmonella and bronchitis, oh man, those things defeat COVID easily. So yeah, cook your chicken, bro. Cook your chicken. And your pork too. Maybe you can leave a trace amount of pink in pork, but chicken, no. Not, oh damn, I've been talking and I forgot to flip. There we go. That was 7 minutes. Add the same things, seasonal, meat tenderizer, and regular salt. There we go. So 7:08 will be the 10-minute mark total. 7:06 right there. I flipped it at the 7-minute mark. So I got too busy talking, getting into conversation, you know. But I don't mind it. I got the Pfizer vaccine. I never had any side effects. I actually got the disease itself between me getting my first and second dose, because first and second dose are 21 days apart in America, and it was last September. I got my first dose on August 20th of 2021, and about a week later, I actually got the disease. It wasn't a side effect of the vaccine. I got COVID. It was a breakthrough case. That's what's called a breakthrough. Because it's not designed to keep you from getting it. It's designed to keep you from getting really sick and dying. So, I got COVID a week into me having the first dose. Maybe the first dose already being in me helped me. I have a good immune system regardless, so I'm not really crediting the vaccine. But I got it anyway. So when I got COVID, I got over it in a couple days, man. Water and Gatorade and 3 days of just rest. I lost... The thing that sucked the worst was losing my smell and taste. I love my food, bro. I gotta taste my food, or else I'm gonna want to murder motherfuckers, dude. If I don't taste my fucking food, it's all for fucking nothing, bro. So I lost my taste and smell for like 5 days, pretty much. Yeah, and that drove me insane mentally, man. That was the worst part of COVID for me. Not being able to smell or taste anything, bro. That really hit me. But otherwise, it was nothing really. But I got my second dose on 9/11, the 20th anniversary of September 11th. Where's my shit at? I got all my shit. Where's all my shit? Where's all my shit? Where's that? And where is all my shit, man? I need to look through all of this. I think it's in here. Got it all in here. That. I put my back card in here. I don't know what else I put in here. Yep. So, this is what they give you. I'm going to dox my name. Everybody already knows my name. I went to a pharmacy called Walgreens. My first dose was on the 20th. My second dose was on 9/11. And I'm contemplating getting my booster. If I'm going to do it, I'll do it in the next couple weeks. If not, I won't. So in between the 20th of August and September 11th, I got COVID itself, got over it. So, it ain't nothing but a chicken wing. Alright, so what do we got here? How long has it been on there? 7:05, 5 minutes. Flip it back. It's going to look burnt, but that's the seasoning that I put on it. That's not the actual meat being burned. I'm actually going to cut one piece open and sacrifice it somewhat to see where we're at. Sharpen this knife again. Yeah, see, there's still a tad bit of pink left. I got to get that taken care of. So probably another probably another 6 minutes, 7 minutes. So what I'm going to do is start the vegetables now. There we go. Now you can hear the microwave is on. Vegetables are going. Microwave. See, I'm not afraid of COVID. I'm afraid of salmonella and bronchitis. Those are the two illnesses in my life that got me the closest to death. Salmonella when I was like 9 years old. I got bronchitis just about 6 years ago. And that's another respiratory-based fucking illness like COVID. And boy, I had to time my breath. I felt like it was almost the end. For about 6 or 7 hours it peaked. I had it for a total of about 9 days. But bronchitis peaked for about 8 hours, 7, 8 hours, something like that. And it was bad, man. My breathing was really, really bad. I went to the ER. My oxygen got down to 81. Now your oxygen is supposed to always stay at least between like 93 and 100. You know what I mean? So mine was 81 when I had bronchitis. My oxygen the whole time I had COVID stayed between 94, 95, and 100. So, you know, bronchitis was worse for me. And I felt it too. When the doctor said your oxygen's 81, I was like, no shit, I fucking feel it. I can barely breathe. That piece there. Yes, sir. Looks like this is getting taken care of really good. There we go. See that? See, there's still barely pink in there. So I've been cooking it for I'll turn it off at the 15-minute mark. There we go. Pork chops, even thick ones, about 1 inch thick. On medium, 15 minutes. That's a good time frame right there. So I have the stove off, but it's still kind of finishing out, you know. That's what the other one will look like too. Yeah. Yeah, the vegetable still got 4 minutes. I'm actually going to put it on an eye that's not on. Because it's still cooking even though it's off. See, it's still slightly cooking a little bit. You know? Some cranberry juice. Good. Rocco's a, like I said, Argo. He don't eat pork, or he eats stuff if it's in a pate, like canned cat food. So if you put chicken or pork in that stuff, like a pate, he eats it. But Argo don't eat human cooked pork or beef. He barely touches chicken. Argo's the seafood guy. If I was cooking shrimp or salmon or something, like just any kind of seafood, he's there. Boy, give it all to me. Rocco eats everything. So Rocco's going to get some pork chops. This little piece I cut off earlier, it was already kind of done. That's good stuff. I'll let that finish out. Uh-oh, guess who's already coming? Yep. May! Big old May is here. The big boss. Hey! He's already waiting. He already knows his human is his human is his slave. He already knows. He's already getting in position. Look at Argo over here. He's like, human, when are you going to cook some seafood? Because I'll be out of the woodwork just like Rocco. You keep cooking shit I don't want right now. So, yeah. Rocco's like, I'm eating it all. Yeah, Bo-bo. Boo-boos. I'm waiting on the veggies. The veggies are almost done. Less than a minute here. We go. Oh, gotta get these veggies. So how you do this is, I gotta wash some dishes too later. This is really hot, so it comes with an area to rip the bag. If I can find it. Yeah, there it is. You just rip it and pour it. Pour it all out. Oh, there's Rocco getting the tripod. I'll knock it all over. Rocco's like, I'll knock it over now. Give me my shit now. Yeah, I know, baby boy. All right. Get these out of the way. We got to make room. Make way. Make way for the Queen's gods. Make way for the fucking pork chops. There we go. And yes, pour all this on here. So I'm unhealthy. Ah, no. Boo, 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 boo. There we go. Some seasonal on the veggies. Top it on, you know, slight bit of A1 there. Ooh. Alright. Big boy's in here and he wants his foodies. I gotta do this again. Shorten the tripod. Get it ready. I'll get in there. Okay. A lot of cat hairs there. Gotta wipe off. Okay. I know. Oh, Rocco's ready. Rocco's ready, baby. Let's see. Cut a little piece off. Oh man, this is not one to obey, is it? There we go. Yeah. Hey, baby. Piece pork. Pork. You want it on the floor, don't you? So, human, put my pieces in the floor. Oh. Mm. Mm. I gotta put my stream on the TV because I'm not gonna bend around on the tripod just to see the chat. So I need to. Which one's on? Put on my stream. Boo boo! I know, baby. Be careful, baby. Oh. Oh, boo, boo, boo. Oh. I gotta reach my. Oh no. I gotta reach my remote. Ah! There we go, baby. Alright, I'm back. So I gotta mute it. There we go. All right. Look at baby. I know, big old boss man. Here. Oh, I gotta cut. I gotta do more cutting, baby. Oh. Some veggies. These are probably really hot. Oh. There he goes. It's too hot for him right now. He'll end up eating it. He'll end up eating it, right, baby boy? Oh. Obey, pork chop and cut, boy. There we go. Being careful and not getting it on him. Baby. Oh, you want pizza for fun? Okay. That's how he does it. Chat connected. So that way I can just watch my TV and watch myself instead of turn my head around the tripod to see if anyone's chatting all the time. Argo. Here, do you want some pork, Argo? I doubt he'll take some, but... Argo, puppy. Sure, man. Pork. Here you go, Pippi. Nope. He's like, no. He's like, you should know me. I'm gonna caveman this shit right here. No. One thing's for certain, me and my boys eat. That is good Powerade, man. When it's refrigerated days upon end like that, unopened. I got like 30 or 40 more of them in the fridge. I love Powerade and Gatorade too, but I'm in a Powerade little binge right now. That's what's up. Okay, that's why I'm not seeing anything. Yes, sir. Good food. And broccolis. Oh man, broccoli and cheese sauce. Good stuff. Let's see. Somebody texted me. Okay. No. Weather time. Check out the weather. What do we got? 78 degrees right now. There's some severe thunderstorm watches and some tornado warnings about 250 miles or so northwest of me. Not really heading my direction. But, you know. I'm the blue dot, if it'll focus. If it will focus. Focus. I doubt it, right? There it goes. I'm the blue dot right there in Knoxville. And those tornado warnings and stuff that you see in the yellow and the red up there, it's staying to the north of me. So, we're all good in the hood up here. Yeah, back. I was checking the weather. So, you know. This phone case, I like this phone case, but it has that P shape around the entire camera module area. I wish it just had each individual cutout for each individual lens. That way, you know, there'd be less area. You know, it would look more part of the phone. You know what I mean? If they didn't do it that way. But they did, so. This is the same exact phone I'm streaming on. This is just my personal one. And it has the exact same red case on it. I'm not that creative. You know what my favorite color is, you know what I mean? 27 Celsius. So yeah, this phone case is, I just don't like the P. They should have done it around each individual lens. You know what I'm saying? Hey Google, what is 27 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit?
27 degrees Celsius is equivalent to 80.6 degrees.
I'm at 78, so we're not too far from each other on temperature there. From Tennessee to Brazil. You know what I'm saying? It's around the same. It'd probably feel the same. Depending on how much humidity you have. 78 and 80 degrees. In a humid climate would feel hotter, but in a dry climate, dry air, it would feel more mild. We get a consistent amount of humidity here in Tennessee, so 80 degrees, 78, 80 degrees, we were off by 2 degrees, so I would be at 25 degrees Celsius. You're at 27. I'm guessing in Brazil you have a lot of humidity, you know? Or is the humid weather more on the other side of the continent? Is that more like, you know, is that more Argentina or Chile? You know what I mean? It's humid. Yeah. You still got some rainforest left, even though a lot of United States companies are deforesting areas in Brazil and other countries in South America for profit, like a bunch of greedy fucking bitches. So there's some rainforest left. So, you know, still some humidity left to enjoy. You know. Another piece, big boy. Another piece, big boy. I keep forgetting his routine. He has to have it in the floor. He's like, human, if you forget one more time, you're dead meat. Destroying the rainforest for profit. Look at me. Oh, yeah, just don't feel like drinking. I might drink in a couple days. Might do a Friday drink stream. Possibly. Hey, baby, don't get into that, baby. I don't want no bubbo. Yeah. That's knock, baby. You don't need to be near that now. You own my soul, but there's certain things that I'm gonna not let you get near, like sharp objects like that now. He's still getting near it. He's like, I don't care. He's like, fuck your knife, human. Fuck your knife, human. No. I either feel anxious or not anxious regardless of how much alcohol's in my system. Right now I'm good. So alcohol is a complete non-factor really in my anxiety. It might make me more emotional, obviously it's a depressant. But my actual panic and anxiety levels, that's, you know, that just happens no matter what alcohol, whether alcohol's in my system or not. yep. Oh. One more. Mm-hmm. I'll maybe have about a minute and a half tops to know if I'm about to have a panic attack or if I can divert it. Not a bum. Sometimes I get a minute and a half. A lot of times it's like 30 seconds. But I've gotten up to like a minute and a half notice from my body and my mind. Yeah, baby. I know you love that. Bad move. Just a little time, yeah. It gives me some notice. Kind of like a tornado warning. A mind tornado is coming. Yeah. That's true. Argo and Rocco help me out. They can identify when I'm about to have one too, and they'll sit up next to me and just squint their eyes at me and just be next to me. They're like, human, it's okay now. You're going to live to continue to be our slave. You'll be okay. Panic attacks really doesn't cause any medical issues, believe it or not. Not in the short term. If you stay stressed and in fear, that can prolong your stress in time. But in the moment, you might think you're having a heart attack or whatever. Yet there's nothing wrong with you if you check all your statistics. You know, that helps me calm down too, because I have the oxygen thing. I'll show it. I have a temperature, oxygen thing, and a way to check my blood pressure for when I start freaking out and want to check all my vitals. So I have all that on standby already. A pulse oximeter. That's what I meant to say when I was talking about my oxygen levels earlier when I had COVID. A pulse oximeter. It's that little thing they put on your finger, around your finger. I've got one of them. I'll put it on here in a second. Look at my pulse oximeter. Just as an example. Right. Turn it on like that. Just press the button. Now it's ready. Finger in. Let's see what I get. .97. Heart rate's 131 because I'm up and about. You know, I just got done cooking. .97 is good. I get that heart rate down a bit because I'm eating and chomping and moving around. Yeah, chest pain. Yeah, that's when you're actually having a heart attack. You'll feel like somebody's sitting on you and you can't breathe. The panic attack version, you might still get the chest pains and the chest tightness, but it won't necessarily be hard to breathe. And you'll be more focused on the rate of your pulse when you're having a panic attack. than your respiration. When you're having an actual heart attack, you're more focused on your breathing and the chest pain. You're not going to be checking your pulse. If you have enough time to get afraid and start checking your pulse, then you're having the panic attack, not the heart attack. Well, my heart rate is still pretty up there for even me doing activity because I'm out of shape. You know what I mean? I shouldn't be at 120, 130 after I've sat down and started eating dinner. I should probably be right around 95, 105 or something. And it is kind of going down, by the way. I'm up to 98 on my oxygen, though. If it'll focus. Focus, 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 focus. It seems like if I get more in front of the plate, it'll focus because it wants to focus on the area where the plate is. Yeah. 96. Yeah, I am getting down to like 10, 107. I laid down and write it out. Water, and I'll have a Powerade next to me and a water. And I'll keep thinking if I was going to have a heart attack, if it was going to escalate to that, it would have happened by now. And I'll repeat that, and Argo and Rocco are next to me. I have these kind of major panic attacks about 3 times a year. I had one about a couple weeks before I met you. The worst of it lasts about 5 to 10 minutes. But then it kind of like you're dealing with it off and on all day for about another 12 hours. You'll stay in a state of being on guard for another one, but it won't actually happen. You'll just be kind of tense the rest of the day, waiting for it to kind of another wave, but it won't really happen. And then it'll just subside the next time I get like a good amount of sleep, 8 or 9 hours sleep, and then all feelings of it are gone. So I haven't had a major one that bad since about a week or two before I met you. And like I said, it happens maybe 3 times a year. Other than that, I just deal with quick little head hot flashy feelings, and that's about it that I can handle. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the aftershock. That's the staying on guard the rest of the day, even though the worst of it is over. That process is your emotional amygdala and your temporal lobe and your memory areas, your hippocampus, your limbic system is trying to trick you into being on guard and having your sword ready. You know what I mean? You got to get your guns ready because it's coming back, but it won't. You know what I mean? It'll just be tenseness the rest of the kind of day. You know what I mean? And then hours later, when I finally go to sleep and get that 8-9 hours sleep, then I wake up and I'm good. I'm down to 104 there. It's probably going up now that I showed the camera. 101, 102. It'll jump up to 110 probably. Or, I don't know. 105. 102. Well, we're jumping under 100, which is good. That's good. So it stays between like 99 and 110 on the heart rate. Oxygen's 98. Look at that. So that's pretty good vitals right there. when I'm sleeping, it gets to like 65 to where it normally should be resting heart rate. Oh. But during a major panic attack, my heart rate does push about 170 for a good 10 minutes. Solid. Between 150 and 170. But I've had it that high before without having a panic attack, but just exercising vigorously, you know? But when I'm chill like this, I go nowhere near 170, bro. I got to 132, as you saw earlier. That's about it. But I don't feel it. I didn't feel the 132. You know, I still feel fine. You know what I mean? But I felt the 170 for sure when I was having a panic attack. You feel that. You feel it in your fucking earlobes. You know what I'm saying? You can count it. You don't even need to touch yourself. When it's 170, you feel it in your ears, bro. You could make a fucking a rap music beat to it. You know what I mean? When you're pushing 170. Me. Mommy. Mimos. Malmo. Yes, Weeby. There you go, baby. Yeah, doing nothing and chilling. And your mind giving you 30 seconds notice that you're about to have a major panic attack when just chilling out. Yeah, that sucks. Because then the worst of it you deal with for about 10 minutes, maybe 15. But then you're dealing with aftershocks and tenseness the rest of the day until you get that good sleep later that night and into the next morning. You wake up and you're all good. So, yeah. Look at Wibble, baby. Look at Wibble, man. Look at Wibble, man. Yeah. Put this somewhere else for right now. Put that underneath there for right now. Look at Wibble, man. Hang on a second. Wibble, man. Yeah, look at the baby. I got that knife underneath the cranberry juice so we can't get to it. You be your baby. I know. Look at you. You're on TV, boss. Yes, sir. Look, watch this. He's like, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. He's rolling up. Look, he's rolling and rolling. Look at that. You ain't getting that knife. It's well underneath that cranberry juice. He won't try to eat the bone. He just eats whatever meat left on there that he can get. He'll drag it by the bone. No. Look, he knows that knife is used to cut it. Or something. And he's like trying to do it like he's a human. He's just like, I want to cut it now. You're not a human though, buddy. Which is a good thing. You're something better than a human. You're a kitty. You don't want to be human. Yeah. You don't want to be no human. He's like, I had enough of this. What you doing, big boss man? So I'm going to walk underneath the tripod here. There's that PlayStation fucking 5 Oh, that was a good meal. That was a good meal. Yeah, he wanted to try to get the knife and cut. He wanted the knife. He wanted the fork like he was a human. Ain't that right, big boss? Why would you ever want to be a human? All we do is bad things. The only good things some humans do are love kitties. Oh, really itching right here. Athlete's hand or whatever. That's just the weird thing about itching and scratching, is that when you scratch it, it feels good. Even though it could be an underlying problem. Like, that's why when people get poison ivy, it urges you to scratch, and that helps it spread. You know what I mean? Because the scratching feels good. What you doing, boss? But I'm not allergic to poison ivy. I'm only allergic to... There's 3 levels of poison ivy. If you know what that plant is, I'm pretty sure you have it in Brazil. There's poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac. Those 3 levels. Sumat's the worst. I am allergic to that one, but I'm not allergic to poison ivy or poison oak. But it's the scratching when it happens that makes it spread, because it tempts you. It tempts you to scratch. That's why doctors, like, they'll give you ointments and they'll say don't scratch it, because it feels good when you scratch. You know. But sometimes I get athlete's hand, a little itchy. Nothing really too bad. I don't know why. It's nothing that'll cause any anxiety or anything. I don't worry about literally everything. You know. And once again, not too many carbs. I feel a little tired from the meal, but not as bad as a high carbonated and high starch meal like a sandwich or a sub or spaghetti or something like that. That would put me out. Plus Coca-Cola, you know what I mean? That kind of a meal would be like, I would appear drunk because I'm a type 2 diabetic. When I eat big meals like that, I like appear drunk. Or if I just took, like somebody that took a downer, a pain pill that's a downer that, you know, chills you out, like a pill head. I kind of look like that when I eat a big carved out meal, like fucking big fucking plate of spaghetti or half a pizza. You know what I mean? Half of the Domino's or Papa John's pizza, and I've drunk a lot of Coca-Cola. I'm like this, like I'm on pills or something, man. I'm like, I'd already be falling asleep right now, probably. No, I don't. I used to have episodes of Athlete's Foot when I was a preteen. I was like 11, 12 years old, and it happened only in the shower. But it only happened about three or four times in my life. Ever. So, last time I dealt with it, I was about 11, 12 years old. When it comes to Athlete's Foot. You know. But it would feel too good when I would get it in the shower, man, because I started like scratching and all that, and it's like a relief, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh yes. And it's like you can't stop. It's like you're fucking possessed, you know, and you're like, I gotta scratch, you know. Yeah, it's way more common on the foot. Way more common. Yeah, in between. Mainly it'd be in between my big toe and my first smaller toe. And maybe it would go to my next toe as well. But it would be the area between my big toe and my first toe. And I would actually just use what I would do is I would use my Achilles tendon on my opposite foot to scratch it, to relieve it. That actually is better than using your hands. So if it had, it happened on my left foot, I would use my big toe. If it happened, in between my big toe and my first toe, if it happened on my right foot, I would use my left Achilles to itch it, and it worked pretty well. Way better than fingernails. Yeah, perfect tactics. That way I won't even have to risk bending down and going through all this effort or lifting my foot up to my hand, and risk slipping in the shower. It would only happen in the shower, man. Ever. And it would only be like a couple minutes, a good 2 minutes. And then it'd be done. And I'll tell you, when you're done and then you let more hot water land on it after you're done, that's honestly one of the best feelings ever, that relief. When you're finally done and you let the hot water fall on it as well, that's good stuff. Yeah, you'll get out of the shower and your foot will be a little red up at the top, but oh well. But it's been a good 20 years since I had my last episode. I'm 32 and I was about 12. Which actually corresponds with when I stopped playing soccer or football. So maybe the football, playing football half my life up until that point, you know what I mean? All the way up until I was about 12. Maybe that's why I would have it, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Oh. So that's probably it. So yeah. So thinking about it in retrospect, that probably is what caused it. Even the rarity that it happened, the cleats and how tight they are on me. I liked wearing. I could handle wearing the cleats. It's the shin guards that I would always, and it never happened because it's regulations. At least, as far as being in a kid soccer league, I tried to ask the ref multiple times. I was like, man, can I take these things off, the shin guards? And like, nope. And I was like, I'm trying to explain it to him. I've gotten hit in the leg before playing soccer without shin guards in my yard with my friends, and it's no big deal. You know what I mean? It's no big deal. And we know it's regulations, so I could not stand the shin guards. The cleats I could handle. The shin guards, I hated them. But every time we would have a set piece, I was the kicker because I was really good at doing what Ronaldo and David Beckham could do and just calculate, because I was taught you actually want to use kind of more the top of your heel going into your ankle rather than your toes to kick the ball. So when we would have a set piece, I would be the kicker because I knew how to do that. And I was left-footed, so they put on the right side of the field whenever there was a set piece. And of course, every time we had a PK, I was like, me. I was really, really selfish. I wanted to score all the goals. I didn't care if we lost. We went undefeated one year. One season was 8 games. We went 8-0 one year. Every time they had a set piece or a PK, I was the kicker. The coach was like, Kevin, go. You know what I mean? So, I really enjoyed set pieces. It was like my favorite thing. I would wait until somebody got a foul on our team, and I would look right at the coach, when it was going to be either a PK or just a regular set piece kick. A free kick is what it's, yeah. Whether it was a free kick or a PK, I could score on free kicks just as easily as I could on PKs. Because we're children, we're short little people, you know what I mean? So it doesn't take much effort to get over the heads of all the other small children that you're playing with, right? To get it to go over the goalie, the goalkeeper, and into the top of the net. It wasn't that hard. But my teammates, could never do it. But I could do it. I wasn't the corner kick person. I never wanted to be the corner kick person. We had a practice where the coach tried to teach us how to banana kick, a corner kick all the way, curve it into the goal. And bro, come on. A penalty kick is good. I like those. I like free kicks, but corner kicks, people can try to banana kick it. I've seen it before in FIFA matches. It's rare. But corner kicks are just way better spent setting up for a header, because that's what you see corner kicks end up as the most. They're trying to set up for a close header, right, while staying onside, and that's it, Yeah, I know, the cleats have to be tight, and that probably, caused some athlete's foot here and there, the material being so close to my toes and almost circulation cut off tightness. But we would have corner kicks, and I would never want to be the corner kick person because I didn't want to set up through headers. I wasn't good at setting up through headers. I was only good at trying to score selfishly on the kick itself. You know what I mean? So corner kicks weren't my thing. I wasn't even part of the group that would try to get the header. I would be more back towards the the 30-yard box, the bigger box, the box that if the goalie goes past, he can't use his hands anymore. So I would stay at the edge of that box, the bigger box, on a corner kick, because if somebody accidentally deflected it out towards me, I was good at that distance of calculating a score, of calculating a goal. So I would be waiting to see if a corner kick would get to me and bounce to me at the edge of the 30-yard box. You know what I'm saying? And then I could just boom. And I've done that a lot, Yeah. It destroys them over time, yeah. As much as I had to wear them, because we'd have 2 soccer practices per week, a couple hours long, and then we would have a game every Saturday. And I was always prepared to get a lost ball on corner kicks. I was the guy standing back at the edge of the 30-yard box and ready for the deflection. Everybody else, I'm not a fan of, I've scored on a header, but to me, when I see a header, it doesn't look as accomplishing as just scoring with your foot. You know what I mean? I know it takes slightly more skill. I mean, you have to time it. You have to know what part of your head to use versus what part of the ball to hit. And so, I know it takes more calculation probably. I just was never a fan of headers or being part of that process during, if I wasn't the kicker of a set piece or a corner kick or whatever, I just wasn't part of the group that would try to get ready for the head. I would always stand at a distance waiting for a deflection, a lost ball. And then I would just maybe touch it once just to get a calculation, quick one touch, and then boom, try to shoot it. Yeah, too many disputed balls in the air, yeah. So I would just be at the edge. If I wasn't the kicker of any kind of a set piece, I'd be at the edge, not at the wall. I'd be at the edge, off to a distance, waiting on the lost ball, and I would do a quick one touch. I'm talking quick enough just to sit it right there, basically. Just a quick one touch, bang. You know, I don't believe in dribbling too much and overdoing it. When you have a shot, maybe you take the slightest touch imaginable just to get a good, view. But any more dribbling than that, and you're wasting your opportunity. You know, you got to take your open shots when they're there. I see too many people doing this. And it's cost teams a chance to break even on a World Cup match before. You know, like if they're down by one score and they can tie it and save themselves in the group. And it's like stoppage time, right? And they have an open shot and they take too many fucking dribbles, man. When they have a fucking shot, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to do, when you have an open opportunity like that, you don't need to do more than one touch with your non-shooting foot just to get it set, and then a quick shot. And if it goes in, it goes in. If it don't, it don't. I just don't want people to miss the opportunity. You know what I mean? Take the fucking shot. If it don't go, it don't go. Good. At least you did it, you know? But not doing it and holding off and doing that one extra dribble, you think you can do that one extra touch, and then the defenders get there. Or then you do that one extra touch and try to pass it to a teammate that's offsides. You think too much in the moment, you know. And it's cost teams spots in the World Cup and in the knockout stage, you know. I've seen it happen in the knockout stage when it's even more important because, you know, it's a difference of either pulling away to make sure they can't tie it, you know, getting 2 goals, getting a 2-goal margin. It's a difference of making it 1-0 or 2-1 or 3-1. You take your shot, and when you can take your shot, as a coach, I would have no ill will toward the shot that didn't go in. As long as the shot is taken, you take your opportunities when they present themselves. You don't overthink it, don't dribble it. Just a one-touch little set right there, one-touch little tap, and then shoot. You know. But I have seen people dribble it like the Manchester the Manchester City QPR miracle a few years ago. When the ball got to Aguero, he did do one little touch, right? Maybe he did it twice, but he did his calculations really quickly, and he got the goal. Anybody that's a fan of soccer knows what the Manchester City QPR miracle is. You should look it up. And he got a quick little one touch inside the 6-yard box, inside the small box, mind you. One touch, maybe a second quick one, but he took the shot when he needed to, and it went to the back of the net, and that got Manchester City the title. But if he would have taken one extra dribble and overthinked it, one extra dribble, he would have not had that opportunity. He cleared really quickly to have one good shot, but he didn't over dribble. He didn't keep going and keep touching. He did one. He got the pass from. He was another good player. Another player, I can't think of his name, that passed it to him, and it was a good touch on the pass. And then when it got to Aguero, one little touch there to get out of the way of that other defender, and then he looked up, and then he knew, this is it. It's either going to go in or it's not. You know what I mean? He took the shot. There was no mystery of what could have been. You know, I don't like when people don't take the shot, and you have that mystery forever. What could have happened? What would have happened if I'd have taken that shot? So whether it goes in or not, at least take it. You know what I mean? So it ends the mystery. It's going to go in. It's 50-50. It's either going to go in or it's fucking not. Quit trying to set it up for a sure goal. The only thing that's sure is science. You know what I mean? So you don't need to overthink it when you have an opportunity. You shoot. It's either going to go in or it's not. It's going to get stopped, or it's going to hit the post, or it's going to go in. One of those three is going to happen. He had to make that quick decision, especially being inside the 6-yard box when that pass got to him. You know what I mean? That was and Manchester City's not even my team. My team in the Barclays Premier League is Arsenal. But that was a good miracle right there. That was like one of the best plays in football or soccer history. Because they scored 2 goals in stoppage time. 2 goals, right? 2 goals in stoppage time. It's a shame that the championship isn't necessarily in the English Premier League decided by 2 teams facing off against each other. It's a point system. So a team could lose the championship while watching a match between other teams that are close to them on the point system. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily like that. I like when it gets down to the title, you should have the top 2 teams settle it on the field. Don't settle it by point systems. But anyway, Manchester City scored 2 goals to beat QPR in stoppage time. And that got them the 3 points to hop over Manchester United. And they won the title. Manchester United wasn't even involved in that game. And they were watching. So I think the point system is a bit antiquated when deciding a championship. I like it in the group stage of tournaments, like the World Cup and the Euro and the Confederations and all that. Just to decide who's going to get to the knockout stage, I like the point system. But using the point system to actually fucking decide the title, that is dumb as fuck. You know what I mean? You need to decide it on the field in a playoff system. But that's how the English Premier League works. Now, once it gets to the big tournaments, it's the group and then knockout stage format. But within their own leagues, the Premier League and the FA Cup and all those European sub-leagues, they work on the point system when it comes to their fucking deciding their championships. And that's very antiquated, man. Yeah, emotions. Maybe you get passionate. When you have a system that at least will get you to a knockout stage and don't decide it on the point system the entire tournament. I don't know. I'm just not for the point system regardless. I personally don't think it's justice when Manchester United had to sit there and watch. They had the better record than QPR. Win-loss and tie record. So it should have been some kind of knockout stage, and it should have been Manchester City versus Manchester United on the field for the title. And they had to watch it happen. You know what I mean? They had to watch it. They were in first place. They couldn't do anything about it. Well, yeah, emotion, passion about your team. It's the same with every sport. They have the fringe of the hardcore fans, the diehards, as we call them in America. They hate point system championships. Dude, in college American style football, you know, with the ball in your hand and touchdowns and all that. And in American football, they used to decide the college football national title, and other leagues used to decide it off a point system. And you had a team that would go 9-2 because of the point system win the national championship over a team that they never had to face that went undefeated. That went like 11-0. Right, so they developed a playoff format in all of our professional sports in America. It's a playoff format. And that satisfies the urge to have 2 teams that are undisputedly the best 2 teams to face each other for the title, for the championship. Yeah, playoffs in basketball, baseball, playoffs in the NBA and the Major League Baseball here in America, it's based off a best 4 out of 7 series. It's not an aggregate like it is in soccer, where the final score of the first match rolls over to the next match and whoever ends up with the most goals. It's not an aggregate, but it's a best 4 out of 7 games, right? The first team to reach 4 victories out of 7 possible games wins the series. And that's through each stage of the NBA playoff, and that's through each stage of the Major League Baseball playoffs. In the NFL, it's just one game, one knockout like it is in the World Cup. There's no group stage or anything. One game, winner goes home, or winner goes on, loser goes home. They've thought about having an aggregate system in the NFL before, like the final, like a 2-game series, and the final score of game 1 stays that to the next game, the next day or a couple days later, and then the final score after both of them tallied up is the winner. They've thought about doing that before in the NFL, but it quickly got shot down, and it still just remains a single stage knockout playoff. I don't think an aggregate system where the total score of 2 games decides the winner, I don't think that'll ever happen in any American sport. That would just cause too much turmoil. All the diehards would get pissed off about that too. You know, and we won the first game, so why should we have to play them again? You know what I mean? You would get that. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of games in the past where if it would have been an aggregate system, the team that won the Super Bowl probably wouldn't have won the Super Bowl because the other team had momentum and was coming back. So if it would have been the end of game 1 and they've lost the momentum and the other team is going to come back and win it in the next game, that would get the other team's fan base pissed off. I've seen games where if it was an aggregate system, the team that was winning in game 1 would have lost in game 2 because they were losing momentum. They were ahead and they took their foot off the gas and got too complacent and too comfortable. And if it was an aggregate system, the other team that was coming back would have won. I've seen a lot of about three or four Super Bowls that would have ended up the other team would have won if it was an aggregate system. So it would have changed sports history as we know it in America. You know. So we don't do aggregates. We either do best 4 out of 7 games, you know, and a winner of game 1, 4 victories. It can be 7 possible games. But if you win 4 straight in a row, that's called a sweep. If one team wins 4 games in a row out of the possible 7, that's called a sweep. Because they got to 4 victories in 4 games. You know what I mean? So you're at least going to have 4 games in a 4 out of 7 series. That one team could win all 4 of them, and that's a sweep, and the series is over. Sometimes it gets to a game 7 when it's tied 3 victories apiece. That's how the NFL works, or not the NFL. The NFL single stage, 1 knockout. That's how the NBA works. That's how Major League Baseball works. It's best 4 out of 7 through each phase of the playoff. Atletico Madrid versus Man City. Liverpool. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up here. What do we got here? What do we got up in here? English Premier League. Or any kind of soccer. I need to find out if Arsenal won their last fucking game. No, let's go. Top soccer. Real Madrid lost to Chelsea. That was yesterday. I think I watched some of that. Uh, oh, get. Beneficia. But it was the second leg of the aggregate, and the points go to Liverpool. Liverpool won the aggregate. See, we don't have that system in any American sport. That'll never happen here. You talk about fan bases getting pissed off and all that. Nah, if you're going to win a game, if you don't win a game in one game, then too bad for you. That's the way it's always been. You shouldn't get a second chance. There's a lot of people that don't even like the 4 out of 7 game structure that exists in the NBA and baseball. You know, they believe one game per knockout stage, one game. So that means if a team gets lucky, they can just get lucky. You know what I mean? At the end of that game, it's over. There'll never be an aggregate. Fans are too stupid here in America. It would just get them all bent out of shape if anything started ending in aggregates. Yeah. God, I can imagine. Jesus. Oh. Arsenal. Oh God, they've lost 2 in a row. A couple days ago, they lost to Brighton. Now they got to face Southampton on the 16th. Then they got to face Chelsea. They got to face Chelsea on the 20th, and they're going to get destroyed. And then they got to play Manchester United on the 23rd. They're probably going to lose that game too. So maybe they could beat Southampton, but then they'll lose 2 more straight games after that. You know. Looking at it from the outside, just being observative in the moment, if you lose to Brighton and Crystal Palace, what the hell do you think is going to happen to you against extremely better teams like Chelsea and Manchester United? You know, I don't know about Southampton. I've not watched them a lot. Maybe they can win that match. But Chelsea and Manchester United, I think, are losses for Arsenal. Not looking good for them right now. That's my team. And then in May, they got West Ham, Leeds, Tottenham, Newcastle, Everton. Manchester City's at the top right now. Oh, that would be great if Arsenal could land. Oh, man. You land them. Arsenal ends in May. They're in 5th place right now. Manchester City. But if they, Arsenal needs to definitely be looking somewhere, dude. If they landed Bocce, I think I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. But if they landed him, that'd be great. Probably be bought by an American company. Oh. See, and it's sad that this is not going to be a playoff system because it's not a world tournament. It's not a major tournament. It's just a professional league, kind of like we have the NFL in America and all that. So that's sad that this is never going to be a knockout stage right here. This is going to be decided on the point sheet right here. Right now, it looks like Manchester City's running away with it a bit. Well, maybe not running away with it. They're tied with Liverpool on overall. No, they're 1 point ahead. But it looks like it's either going to be, at this point, Manchester City or Liverpool. There's only a couple weeks left in the season. This is never going to be a playoff. This is not a playoff format because it's just a regular professional league. It's not a major tournament. So, Arsenal's 5th. They're 20 points behind. They're done. Now, coincidentally, if the last match, coincidentally, just because of their schedule, is Manchester City versus Liverpool, that would be good, because then it would kind of be a de facto championship match. I'm actually going to look. Otherwise, they can win the title without playing each other. Let's see. In May, they got 4 games. Now, see, their final game is against Aston Villa. So, it's just sad that it's not a playoff system in their professional leagues. And Liverpool's final game, well, they have 1 game in July. The last game they play Manchester United. Liverpool does on July 12th. And you can run away with the point system and win the championship before the season's over. If you start winning more and it becomes statistically impossible for the person and team in second place to catch up, they'll declare the champion before the season's even over. But it's only 1 point between Man City and Liverpool. So it's probably, if they keep at that current pace, the final game, whichever team's final game, both of their teams' final game against their opponents is going to decide the championship. But if one team starts running away with it in a week or so, it could be, the champion could be crowned before that. That is just a sad structure to me, man. I'm your typical American selfish person that wants to see a playoff system, right? Not an aggregate system either. I'm talking about you get one chance, one fucking chance. Knockout stages, starting with maybe 16 teams, or 8 teams or whatever. But wherever you start, 1 game is all you get. You win or lose in 1 fucking game. Win or go home. It's a simple structure. This stupid point bullshit is... But it did produce the Manchester City QPR miracle. Had Man City had to play United that year, I don't think Manchester City would have won that match. So they got the benefit of winning the title without even having to play their opponent. But think about Manchester United. They showed Wayne Rooney and all of them reacting because they were confident they were going to win. Their arch rival was the one right behind them with their opponent. But there's only a couple minutes left in stoppage time and they're down by 1 goal. At best, they're going to tie it, and that wouldn't get Manchester City the championship. They had to come back and score 2 goals and win to get those extra points to win the title, and they sure as hell did. So it showed Wayne Rooney and them right after it happened. And bro, Wayne Rooney had that look on his face like, boy, if we would have gotten a hold of that fucking team, we would have fucking destroyed them. You know what I mean? It probably would have happened, too. So, I mean, Manchester City's lucky. I mean, think about it. They struggled against QPR. That's not really the best team out there. They struggled against them. You know? So, if it was a playoff format and it came down to them and United, that specific year, United would have won. As of right now, Manchester City's clearly the better team than Manchester United. As of the past few years, really, Manchester City's been the better team in that rivalry there. But in that year, I think it was 2012 or something, when the QPR thing happened, Manchester City in a match with Man City would have absolutely destroyed. Probably would have been like 4-1 or 4-0 or something. Wayne Rooney was pissed. You saw him on that camera. Dude, he's looking up. Ask Wayne Rooney what he thought that time. He would have wanted a playoff system. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah? He changed... what? Apparently he changed them for the better. I mean, they're the top dogs right now. They got the target on their back every year. They're the team to beat. And sure enough, right now, they're on the verge of winning the English Premier League again. Arsenal's won plenty in the past. I really don't feel sorry for my team, Arsenal. They've won it a lot. They've won the Premier League quite a bit. They've won the FA Cup quite a bit. They'll be back at some point. This year's definitely not their year, though. It's not Arsenal's year. Yep, Klopp. Yep, he has Liverpool possibly. All it takes is for one team to go on a winning streak and the other team to go on a draw streak or a losing streak. And then the tables turn and Liverpool could roll ahead with it. You know what I mean? That's all it takes, man, is one little losing streak or streak of drawing versus the other team starting to just win all the time. That's all it takes. It could change in one game. The next game, Man City could lose and then Liverpool destroys their opponent 4-0, and then all of a sudden, the tables are flipped now. So, you know, it's anyone's game. It's anybody's title still right now. You know, a couple months away from the end of the season. It's still anybody's game right now. Oh, not anybody. It's really just. I think it's really just Man City's and Liverpool's. But between them. It would take... Arsenal would have to beat everybody in their path like 5-0 every game. And everybody ahead of them would have to either draw or lose for Arsenal to have a chance right now. So, I don't see that happening. Not going to happen for good old Arsenal, man. But... I digress. They've won it plenty of times. Surely they can step aside a couple years here and there to let some other teams, you know, get their glory before they jump back in and start owning everybody again one of these years. You know, nobody other than the fan base of that said team wants the same team to win it every single year. Like I said, unless you're the fan base of that team. You know. Well, we like variety with our champions. Dude. Not, you know, when it comes to the World Cup, not Brazil's and all that. You know, God, Brazil's like the GOAT of fucking soccer right now. Even though they haven't won... When's the last time Brazil won the World Cup? They won the gold medal in Rio. When was the last time they won a World Cup? I know the last time, I don't want to mention the last time they were in the final. You don't want to hear about that of a World Cup. They got the revenge on Germany in the gold medal match. But I think that was the last time they even were in the final, was that unfortunate encounter with Germany. Oh. Ugh. 2014 World Cup. They'll be in the final again one of these days. I mean, it's a given. Might even be this year. I think Brazil fans can handle people bringing up the Germany loss more because they've already got the revenge for it by winning the gold medal over Germany. So I think that makes it easier to deal with as a memory, knowing that you already got your revenge over it. Yeah, 2014 was Argentina versus Germany. So, yes, was it the semifinal? Was it the semifinal that Germany did that to Brazil? So I thought it was the final. Yeah, it was Argentina that was the final. Yeah, you wouldn't be bringing it up, though, as easily as you just did if Germany, if they hadn't gotten their revenge in the gold medal match. That kind of eased it. That kind of eased it a little bit for you guys. I know that for sure. Or you guys wouldn't just be bringing up that memory on your own if you already hadn't avenged it. You know what I mean? Because people can think about it easier now. You know, the gold medal hadn't happened, there'd be no way you would have brought up that 7-1 loss there. You'd have been like, it would still be in your head, and you would want people's head on a stick that even fucking mentioned it, had the gold medal revenge game never happened. I know the feeling, you know. I've got teams in America that there's that game that you can't get out of your head until it's avenged. You don't even want to talk about it. But once it's avenged, you can gladly discuss it as a memory with no issues because it's already been taken care of in a bigger way. Now, they could have made it worse, but without that gold medal revenge game, if I was a diehard Brazil fan, I wouldn't want anybody to mention it ever again, or I would have get physical with them. You know what I mean? I'm like, you do not mention that. But since it's avenged, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Because people think about they remember the result of the most important match or the most recent match between two teams. You see what I mean? So that's why it's easier to think about if you're a diehard Brazil fan. If you're the kind of fan I would be, it makes it easier knowing that we won the gold medal match. That's the most recent one, and that was the more important one between... because the gold medal, they hadn't had one yet. They'd had plenty of World Cups, never a gold medal. Yeah, they had already beaten Germany before for the title. But people forgot about that when the 2014 semifinal happened. You see how it works? Like, whatever the most recent match is between two teams, that's what people remember more. So, you guys have one up on Germany now. Because, now you might have, I've not kept up with it. I don't know if they've had friendlies against Germany since then, since the gold medal match, but nobody really cares about that stuff. When it comes to these major tournaments, dude, the most recent match and the most important one is what people remember. I classify the gold medal match as more important than the World Cup semifinal. Why? Because they had never had a gold medal until that point. They had won plenty of World Cups. So the semifinal of the World Cup really, once the gold medal match happened, the fact that it was the semifinal in a World Cup when the defeat happened, really, to me, meant nothing at that point, given that they had already won plenty of World Cups and never had won a gold medal yet. And then their first gold medal comes in their home stadium. Exactly. So if any time they ever met in any friendlies between them, no one cares about that at all. I'm just talking about, like you said, the tournament, the important matches. People remember the most recent one. So it's easier to talk about the 7-1 loss now that the gold medal match happened. Because to me, that's a more important game. And it was the most recent major game between the two teams. So that psychologically makes it easier for any die-hard emotional Brazil fans out there to think about. They could talk about the loss, the 7-1 thing, easier now. Because they don't got to worry about it anymore. They already avenged it against that very team in their own stadium in the Olympics for the gold. Something they had never, ever got yet up until then. And until they meet again in a major tournament, Brazil's got one up on them right now. Due to the gold medal result. Oh. So friendlies that happen, and I don't think they've met in a friendly either. But just in case they did, that means absolutely jack shit. Absolute jack shit. That's why it's called a friendly. It really just means nothing, It's kind of like a preseason game in the NFL. NFL has 4 preseason games per year. It's when you get a taste of what that team's going to look like. They play their starters maybe 1 or 2 series in the game, and then they bench the starters, and then you see everybody else play, like the backups. That's what the preseason is in the NFL. That's what a friendly soccer game is to me. It's a preseason match. Oh. Yeah, too much wait time, my brother. Too much waiting. World Cup. Jesus. That's a lot of waiting, my dude. Oh. But that USA-England match, when the group stage starts, I'm expecting better things out of the United States men's team. They've won 2 straight championships in a row, major tournaments here in the Americas region. 2 straight tournaments they've won over the same opponent in the final, their arch rival Mexico. They beat them twice. They're looking way better than they've looked in a long time. Way better than they were with Clint Dempsey and Landon Donovan. They're looking way better. I never thought I'd say that. I thought the Clint Dempsey, Landon Donovan team and the Bradley, team, that team, I thought that was the best. They could never get better than that. But they have. They've gotten way better. Yeah, they got Pulisic. They got Pepe. Who's the one I'm thinking about though that they really hyped up and he really didn't do that good of a job during the oh, Tom Brady. Yeah, the GOAT. I'm pretty sure you know what GOAT means. It's an acronym that we've made called Greatest of All Time. He's the GOAT of American football. Ugh. Wait. Players. Uh-uh. Messi is the Tom Brady of soccer, basically. I take Messi in the debate between him and Ronaldo. I'll take Lionel Messi any day. Oh. Yeah. Looked on the current roster. I'm not seeing. I can't pronounce his first name. Yossi Zardes. I'm not seeing him listed on the current men's roster. That's not good. Like, dude, that's a major player to lose if he's not on their team right now. I mean, wow. Yeah, Ronaldo's a good second. He's a very good second place to Messi. His set piece abilities, my goodness, man. Really, that's what I think about. When I think Ronaldo, I think set piece. Yossi Zardes. Just type in the last name Zardes in Google, and he'll pop up. I'm not seeing him on the roster. To me, he's like borderline one of their best players right now. He's the reason they won the most recent the Gold Cup against Mexico, dude. I'm not seeing him on the roster. Now, Google, when you read this, it says that he's on the roster, but when you go to the website of the United States men's national team, their direct website, and click players, he's not listed. That guy there. He is, if he's not on the team by the time the World Cup starts, that's changing my whole mindset about it. He's the reason I'm giving the United States like more potential right now. He's like their LeBron James right now. You know what I'm saying? So like if he's not on the team, bro, that's a big loss. Zardes is boss, man. They better hope he's back on the roster by then. Google says that he is. Their direct website doesn't list him. That's weird. That's kind of sus. That's suspect to me. That's got my mind changing a little bit right now about how far they can go in the World Cup. Without Zardes, man, I don't know. Even with Pulisic, And Graham Zusi, I didn't even see Graham Zusi listed. And he's a good player too. God damn, man. What's going to happen? They better get all this shit figured out by November. You know what I mean? Oh, they really should work on getting Out the Door back. That would be awesome too. You know, they need to get Zardes, Graham Zusi, Out the Door. Not Dempsey or Donovan. They are too old. I don't think Out the Door is too old. But for some reason, he's not on the team. You know. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, man, that's weird. Not seeing Zardes on their direct website. Yeah. I would have him. I gotta get him. Their goalkeeper's good. I forgot his name. But their goalkeeper was boss during the Gold Cup. Getting better each year, but I want to see Zardes on ready to go by November, and I want to see Graham Zusi ready to go in November. I'd like him to get Altidore back from retirement and ready to go in November. Oh, maybe. I don't know. The Hope Solo situation, though, I want to see how that plays out. I'm pretty sure her court date and all that stuff will be in the news as well to see how that plays out for her. I don't think it's going to go well. Not for her. I think her legacy is going to be a bit tarnished as a person now. Maybe not as a player. Maybe it will affect her legacy as a player. But, you know, but definitely as a person. She's, you know, reputation is going a bit down the drain a little bit. Oh. Legal issues for her all fucking day, bro. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit. Her legacy is a little bit slightly tarnished there, you know. Oh, damn, I accidentally turned my flashlight on the phone. Let's look her up. Hope Solo Court date. She has been released, and her court date is on June 28th. Oh. In 2014, she got arrested on 2 counts for domestic violence. Oh. Oh. She resisted in 2014. She resisted arrest to the point where 3 female police officers had to tackle her and hold her to the ground and tase her. Oh. Saying to one of the officers, "You look like a 14-year-old little girl and I would kick your fucking ass." Oh. Yeah, that's what she said to the police in 2014 when they tackled her to the ground. "You look like a 14-year-old little girl and I would kick your fucking ass." If the handcuffs were off, I would kick your fucking ass. Yeah. And now, 8 years later, she's child abuse. Child abuse of what form? I think she like left her. Oh. Fell asleep on drugs of some kind of drug. She fell asleep in a Walmart parking lot in North Carolina with her two-year-old twins inside of her car. And it was 80 degrees outside, and the car was off and the windows were up. And apparently she had been passed out for a couple of hours, which 80 degrees outside when it's humid, it's going to be hotter inside of the car. It could have been a hot car death. You know what I mean? For her kids. If they hadn't have intervened. Yeah, she's going to get child neglect. Yep. She's probably going to get her kids taken away easily. See, we have what's called Child Protective Services here in America, CPS. They take your kids when you fuck up and do shit like this. One strike, you're out. One strike, you're out. So that'll probably send her further down the rabbit hole, not having her kids. She's on the verge of, when that happens to her, oftentimes in America, that sends people into drugs even further when they lose their children. So that could be her possible future. You never know. About an 80% probability there. When you lose your kids in America, people don't know how to handle it. They don't get their lives together. They fall into drugs. Because it's never their fault. It's everybody else's fault. You know what I mean? So, that's probably what's in store for Hope Solo there. Then there'll be a documentary about her 20 years from now, about how she went from hero to zero. That's how this perpetual process always works in American culture. When it comes to celebrities falling off the wagon and going down deep into the world of drugs and depression, and it's everyone else's fault, sending you further down the rabbit hole. Yeah. With no ability to internalize the reason for your problems at all. It's all external. It's everybody else. I passed out while on drugs with my kids in a hot car because, I don't know, it was somebody else's fault. That's what she'll think of. Somebody else's fault. So I deserve my kids back because it's somebody else's fault. She's not getting hired anywhere. I don't even think McDonald's would hire her. She's done, man. All indicators of what's about to happen to her. She's going to lose her court case. She's probably going to get her kids taken. We have a one strike you're out system with the Child Protective Services in pretty much every state in America. They might operate different in other states and have more leniency, but not in North Carolina. You're looking at the southeast Tennessee, or in Tennessee, North Carolina, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. Those are like redneck, old-fashioned Jesus people. They value children more than anybody else, and when you abuse children, you're done. You're done. So in states like Tennessee, North Carolina, where she's at, she's probably going to get her kids taken away. And that's going to... I have a degree in human psychology. I don't have kids. I don't need to. I just know that most people have weak minds. When they get their kids taken away, it's somebody else's fault. And they're going to feel sorry for themselves. And they're going to get into drugs. Any way to cope with it mentally. To keep those dopamine levels high and not having to think about it. This is what happens. They go into drugs and they never look back. They lose weight. They end up looking like a skeleton. They OD. Okay? So, you might just want to go ahead and say, rest in peace, Hope Solo. Just for future reference. Rest in peace. RIP. She's gone. She's done. She's going to go into that same process everybody else does when they get their kids taken. Happens. At least 90% ratio of falling into drugs upon losing your family. Through either death or getting them taken away from you. It's a 90% chance she's going to fall into the world that's going to kill her. So, maybe suicide, maybe overdose, maybe, I don't know. She seems too egotistical to be suicidal. But you never know. A lot of people in America thought that we knew who Robin Williams was. We knew him. He don't struggle with depression. Right? Kept it all hidden for decades and then he hung himself, So, never know. I'm not suicidal because I'm afraid of death. I have panic attacks over my heart rate getting out of whack sometimes. I'm so afraid of fucking death, bro, because I'm more of an, death is the end kind of thing, and, I can't fathom the notion of simply not existing or not feeling any kind of existence in any form. I can't fathom that, so that's why I'm a hypochondriac. I freak out and have panic attacks over when my body has weird things happening. So I'm definitely not suicidal. I struggle with homicidal ideation, though. I hope she gets better, but the statistics in American culture are 90 to 95% against her. Every psychologist in the world will tell you what's about to happen to Hope Solo. Yep. And it'll get worse on June 28th. Not unless she knows some lawyers and she knows how to fucking fuck the system in the ass and she can get her kids, keep her kids. I don't know. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you got me, bro. You got me. My kitty's got me. But I struggle with homicide ideation, homicidal thoughts. Especially when I'm out driving and traffic doesn't go how I want to go and I don't go to the store as quick as I want to be in and out of the store and all that shit. I start wanting to kill motherfuckers, I start wanting to kill motherfuckers. When the World Cup starts, I'm definitely going to be... I need to figure out... I might create a phony YouTube. Like another channel that I'm willing to sacrifice. And then just stream my television and watch the World Cup on stream until it gets banned, So that might be the plan. Create a channel that I really don't care about, Because I know you have to ban evade a lot for you to get an IP ban. Which they ban your entire IP address instead of just single accounts. So I wouldn't do it too much. But I'll try it a couple times. Yeah, I'm guessing. Oddly enough, it won't get banned if I went to a bar and it just happens to be on the TV at a bar, at a public place. Because people stream that shit all the time and they never get banned. Yeah, I know. The UFC does it a lot too. The UFC probably is more vigorous than FIFA when it comes to pirating. FIFA might take you about 5 minutes to get banned. UFC, if you stream a Conor McGregor fight or any main event or any kind of pay-per-view event, you, like, upon starting your stream, you get instantly banned. Instantly. FIFA might take you a couple minutes. UFC is way harder. Way more strict. They're all about making money and keeping their money. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna profit off them. They keep all their motherfucking money. Yeah. Yeah, that was a hell of a fight. What you are allowed to do, you could have it on your TV with the volume muted, because a lot of YouTubers do this, and you just see the streamer's face, and they broadcast it. They talk it out, kind of like, what a broadcaster does. You are allowed to do that, like a podcast, but the volume has to be muted, and all you see is like the light coming from their TV, and you see their face like this, and they're watching it like this, and they're broadcasting what's happening. You are allowed to do that. That is fair use. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, Kymiev winning that fight. It's like one of the best fights I've seen where there wasn't a knockout. I normally love to see knockouts. But every now and then, if it's at least a slugfest, like that was, without someone getting knocked out, I can handle that too, even if it went to a decision. Oh. You see fights like that a lot more today, where people are going the distance, but hitting each other quite a bit. People are learning how to take hits better nowadays. So we're seeing all these decisions happening now instead of knockouts. Yeah, it was a great fight. There's going to be Brazilians that win fights in the future, though. They didn't get this one, but they'll win eventually more fights. It's just a fact, I want to see McGregor come back against Poirier again. Have a fourth match. He was probably going to lose that match if he hadn't broken his ankle. But I want to see a fourth one. As it stands, he's 1-2 against Dustin Poirier. The only victory McGregor has over Poirier was years ago, in like 2015 or something. But that was a freak of nature, man. He just stepped back and his ankle just snapped in half. Oh. But he was still, but he was still taunting. He was still taunting Poirier while he was on the ground. Because like a genius Joe Rogan is, he interviewed McGregor while McGregor's ankle's broken in half, knowing he's going to be pissed and in pain. This is good content. I'm going to interview this motherfucker. And sure enough, it was gold. because McGregor was like, "Fuck you, bitch! Your wife is in me DMs, you fucking bitch! This ain't the bitch!" You know, I mean, he went off. Rogan knew it. He knew this was an opportunity, a golden journalist opportunity here. That reminded me of Anderson Silva. Everybody compared that to Anderson Silva. Even he compared it to Anderson Silva. McGregor himself. But Poirier kept cussing him out, and McGregor kept cussing Poirier out. Said that his wife, he was DMing his wife, and all that. Rogan knew that McGregor in pain, he's also going to be at an exponentially higher level of fucking anger as well. So you know he's going to say some fucked up shit on the microphone. And Rogan's like, yep, I'm going down there and I'm going to interview this guy now. And it was gold. Your wife is in me DMs, you fuck. Yeah, he got destroyed by Mayweather. But Mayweather won't do what he should do. He won't go to the octagon and give Conor a match in Conor's world because he knows that Conor would easily defeat him in that world, you know. But Conor doesn't do as well when there's more rules. There's way more regulations in a boxing match. You can't just take somebody to the ground and pound their head into the canvas. Or else, you know, if it was a UFC style match, McGregor wins that match in 30 seconds, tops. That's it. I'm surprised he even got 10 rounds with Mayweather. And the referee was letting him get away with all these weird rabbit punches. Mayweather's not that crazy. That's correct. He knows. Mayweather going into the octagon would just prove what we already know. None of them can beat each other at each other's game. And it would be something we already knew. You know what I mean? McGregor was not going to win a boxing match against Mayweather. Mayweather is not going to win a UFC match in the octagon. Oh, that's because these boxers are smart and know that they would get their fucking face pounded in repeatedly into the canvas. They would lose in 2 rounds tops. All these boxers, they know. But they let the UFC fighters get into their world and they beat them. Because there's more rules. The UFC fighter cannot stand that there's more regulations. They're ready, it messes their whole mindset up. If you're about to get one up on a UFC fighter, their instincts is to just duck down and try to get you to the ground. You know what I mean? You can't do that in boxing. So, you know, you have to figure out your alternatives really quick or you're going bye-bye. Yep. McGregor, I know he has some kind of cardiac issues. So for him to go 10 rounds with Mayweather, I was surprised at that. You know what I mean? I didn't think it would go 5 rounds before Mayweather would knock him out. Standing up. And one thing McGregor likes to do, now he is more of a boxer in the UFC octagon. But he also uses ankle, like he checks, he does a lot of checks on your ankle. He'll kick ankles and weaken you and get you thinking that the next hit might come from there. And then McGregor uses his hands and makes you start thinking about other things. You can't do that in boxing. It becomes very one-dimensional. You know what I mean? In boxing. Oh. And McGregor's not used to being one-dimensional like that, and more predictable. So when that match was set, he was doomed at the time that match was announced. I thought it would only last 5 rounds, man. I didn't see him going 10 rounds with him. Brought back. Oh. Mayweather played him. Mayweather even let him think that he had a chance for a little bit. You know what I mean? Played him like a fiddle. Oh yeah, there's my Argo video of his eyes looking all goosebumps and ghost-like. That was cool. Yeah, legs up. If I'm drinking, I would do that. What time is it? 9:23. Damn, it's 9:23. It's crazy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I saw it in the moment, and I was like, I need to do this. Or no, I was messing with the zoom on my camera, but I hadn't started recording, and I was just messing with it. I had never checked to see how far it would zoom in before, because it has like 100x fucking zoom. And I was just playing with it, laying down on my bed. And then I saw through the camera, I guess, how Argo's eyes reflect off the camera lens. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, damn, I got to take a video of this. Because it looked, I don't know if you ever heard of the show Goosebumps in America. It's about ghosts, and it's a kid's child thing. I used to watch it growing up. And it was like eerie, creepy, spooky episodes of different storylines. It was called Goosebumps. And that's what it reminded me of when Argo had those goosebumps looking, ghost looking eyes. Dude. And that's what it reminded me of. I was like, hell yeah. The New York subway shooter. Yeah, that guy's that. He's fucking fat as fuck. He's an overweight, obese man. They arrested the New York subway shooter. There was a shooting at not the restaurant, an actual subway, like the underground subways. There was a subway shooter in New York City yesterday. Didn't kill anybody, but he injured like 15 people, shot a few people. They just arrested him. He's a really obese man. I don't know how he got away for the 24 hours that he got away. God, is that fuck? He's fatter than me. He's probably like 350 pounds. Old guy too. He's like 62 years old. An old fat man. Oh well. Zelensky wants to do a prisoner swap because he captured that politician, pro-Russian oligarch politician guy the other day. Putin might sacrifice that guy. He might not go through the prisoner swap, and he might just be like, fuck that guy. Kill him for all I give a fuck. No, he's not stated a motive yet. Oh. I don't think Putin's going to go for it. I don't think he gives two fucks about anybody to fucking capture that is on his side. I think he's that selfish. Dude. So I don't think Zelensky has any leverage here. Because Putin will just be like, fuck him, kill him. Doesn't mean fuck shit to me. Unless it was his daughters that got captured or something, I don't think Putin would go for any kind of prisoner swap. Even if it's his top general, I think he'll let everybody go. He's that selfish. So I don't think Zelensky has any kind of leverage here with this prisoner swap. He might as well kill the guy. Oh, yeah, or just keep him prisoner or some shit. Putin ain't gonna give two fucks about an oligarch. He's the ultimate oligarch dictator, man. He doesn't need anybody else's money, so he don't care about that guy. Yeah. Putin's gonna make it clear that assassinating him is the only... It's the only way to get him out of power. It wouldn't even end the war. It would make the war worse, though. Because you get somebody else that's a big Putin fan, and now he's the president, or slash dictator, rather. And he wants to take things further. So... he won't stop in Ukraine. There's some indicators that right now, yeah, he's in the east, but depending on how good he does there, he might go back to Kyiv if, you know, he gets confident enough that he's regrouped enough and he's ready to, you know, go back. And if it goes to a NATO country, then, you know, it's World War III. And it'd probably be poor little Poland again, because Poland was the center stage of how World War II got started as well. Remember, Hitler attacked Poland on September 1st, 1939. And it could be Poland again that gets attacked. Starting World War III. Poor little Poland, man. They motherfuckers can't catch a break. If this happens, they can't catch a break. Catch a break. Oh, man. Dude, they never did anything to anybody, but all these world wars starts on their soil. Somehow. Potentially. When it comes to this situation. Oh. Yeah, Finland and Sweden are, so. And Norway, yeah. Rivals Macron, the current president of France, and Le Pen go head-to-head in the French presidential runoff. That's who Macron beat a few years ago. So this is a rematch here for the presidency of France between Le Pen, the female, who's the daughter of an ex-president of France. Le Pen versus Macron. Round 2. Le Pen is the more Trump-like candidate. That's why I was pretty happy when she lost to Macron a few years ago. Oh. But she could get revenge. She could win the rematch. Who knows? Oh no, she's behind. Again, she's behind again. She's still behind in the rematch right now, 28 to 24%. This was yesterday. I hate that bitch. She's really Trump-like. That's why Trump wanted her to win. Hey Google, Macron versus Le Pen live results.
I found this on the web.
Oh. Oh, the runoff. He's ahead right now. He won round 1 of the runoff. The final day of the election is the 24th this month. So we're going to know that day who's going to win. So that is 11 days. But right now Macron is ahead. Yeah, I heard about all that. I heard about that. That he lost the election, but he somehow won the election. Yeah. Oh. 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 Yeah, in America we call that losing the election but winning the election. We have a little sarcastic phrase like that. Woo-be-doo, woo-be-doo-doo. Rocco got his food and he's out for a nap, huh? Not a peep out of him since he got his last bites in. Uh-uh. Interesting. Oh. Yeah, winning the election, losing the election, but winning the election. Little thuggin', little sarcasm we got going on in America when that happens. You know, sarcasm hype. Hear my neighbors walking around again. Really weak flooring, I guess. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, way better. Yeah, I'm just silent right now. I'm on the phone. I'm glued to the phone. Glued to that phone. I need to charge this phone. I am at 36%. So I might get some beer. Who knows? It depends on my level of boredom. I'm not really that tired. That food got me a tad tired because it is food and my body had to process some food, but it's not carbohydrate diabetes food. You know what I mean? So, I'm not too tired at all. So, I might just take a mini nap or whatever. I'm definitely going to charge this phone up again, and we'll see. So, for right now, though, I'm going to chillax, charge the phone. Fucking yeah. Throw this food away, take out the trash, and check on the kiddos. They're asleep, but I still like to pet them. They can easily fall back to sleep quicker than humans can. So I'm just going to do a quick check and be like, yo, what up? You know what I'm saying? So if I do stream again, it will involve alcohol. If not, then if you don't see me stream again, then that means I decided not to drink. So, alrighty, I will if I need anything, bro. Peace out.